Hi everyone, it's Nicole and welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you my first entry in my January 2023 Cocoa Daisy Traveler's Notebook. I use the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit. I've been a subscriber now for over a year. I absolutely love this kit, and it seems to be the one that I always gravitate to for all of my memory keeping because I do document the majority of my memory keeping in my Traveler's Notebook. So what I'm sharing here with you is how I set up my month. I do use an LE Studio date stamp to date the front of my notebooks. That way every month it is consistent throughout. And another thing that I did consistent last year that I do plan on doing this year is my very first page in my Traveler's Notebook is a spread about me or a photo of me or something about myself. I primarily did that last year because I did not do my Me, Myself, and I notebook, and I did talk about that a little bit before. That is one project that I really do miss doing, so I do intend on bringing that back for 2023. But I think I'm still going to keep that first page of my notebook a photo about myself, just as a spot and intention for self-reflection for the month. So in this notebook, I am using the right page. I'm going to do an almost full page selfie that I took of myself. And on the left side, the kits every month come with extra insert pages and extra paper that you could use in your notebooks or even in other memory keeping projects. And that's what that left card is. It has some really beautiful leaves and butterflies and on it, and it says, "You spend most of your life inside your head. Make it a nice place to be." And if that isn't a true statement about mental health, then, I really don't know what is. But mental health is a big thing in my life. I am a very big advocate of mental health. I advocate a lot for teenagers, especially male teenagers. I think that's one thing that is very overlooked in our society, but it is definitely a real thing. And so I try to spend a little bit of time and help, promote that, support that type of endeavor. So anyways, I do adhere that left page down on the inside cover, and that is going to be my left page focus. And then on the right is going to be the photo of myself. And then there's a couple other little bits that I pulled out along with that 3x4 card on the right there that has those 3 butterflies. I did find this one in the kit. I do get the add-on of the pocket cards every month, and it is primarily for this reason. There are some larger elements and patterns in journaling cards that I love, but I don't do 3x4 or pocket page scrapbooking anymore. But I use it for this reason. I took this card and fussy cut this out, and I use this as an embellishment or a focal point on the bottom of my large photo on that right page. And I absolutely love how this turned out. And I do end up backing it up a bit with one of the vellum and gold stars, just to give it a little bit. But I do go through the embellishments that came this month. I do grab that black tab that will go up there on the top. And then this piece here, again, the one that I fussy cut, is going to go on that bottom right-hand side. There were a few other pieces that I tried to fit in there that didn't end up making the page, but that's totally okay. This little butterfly here does end up on it, but it ends up in a completely different spot. There is a label that I did add that had some wording on it there over on the right. At the top, it's a banner that says, "My resolution is to not make resolutions." And that is 100%. I feel this year is not about always committing to make a change in my life, but maybe to commit to support who I am as a person and to better myself by recognizing that I am who I am and that's how I was made, and this is how I need to focus my life. Not by making changes, but necessarily by acceptance. So this year it's going to be about acceptance and well-being and, what's the word I'm looking for? Acceptance and well-being and evolution, maybe, as opposed to a resolution and physically making a change or anything like that. So I tend to forget that these stickers, that these pieces are stickers in this kit. I always want to go ahead and use my adhesive for it, but I forget that they're self-adhesive, and that makes them even that much better. So I go ahead and remove the backing from both of those pieces, and I am going to put those down on my page. So that banner is going to live right up there on top of that wording. I do add this vellum, and it's like a starburst or some type of a burst embellishment there on the bottom. And then I will put that Hello January right over top of that. One, it kind of gives it a little bit of a backing and helps break that color. The gold helps break the difference and variation of my photo. And this piece, and it gives it a little bit of dimension there too. So that goes on there. And then I do grab this card. I'm going to fussy cut all three of those out. And I also am going to grab this piece of paper that came with the kit. It is black with white outlined butterflies. I do fussy cut two of those out, I believe, because they had a different viewpoint or vantage point. They were sideways butterflies, and I wanted to add those in because that was different than what the others were. So those guys, I do fuss around so much with these butterflies. It was ridiculous. I cut a lot of it out because it just was, it was rough. But once I get those in there and realize that I do want to use those, I go back, or that guy, I do go back and grab another one that is facing to the left. And then I end up putting the one that faces the left on my right page, the one that faces the right on my left page. That way they kind of look like they're looking inwards at each other. And then I do go in through and end up fussy cutting out those three butterflies on that 3x4 card. And eventually, after a lot of finagling, they all do end up finding their own spot on my page. And then I decide that that little butterfly that's sitting off to the right there, that is actually a sticker from the sticker pack. He will make it onto the page as well. He is he does not, I don't use it as a sticker though. I do leave the backing on there. And I just use some adhesive in the center so I can bend his wings up and make it more dimensional. And I am so sorry about this background. I don't know what was going on with my camera. I am working through a new setup. We just moved into a new house, and I still, this is actually the first, trying to think, I believe this is the first project that I shot in this setup, and there are some lights overhead that are warm, and there are some lights that overhead that are cool, and the warm lights were picking up on the pink undertones of my paper, my background, like this, and it kept changing, and it was driving me nuts, but I had no way of fixing it, and I would rather, I guess, just deal with this instead of losing all of the video footage, but I think I have it fixed for the next one. I grabbed a white mat that I will end up using for my background moving forward. And I did just film a mini art journal series today, and I think that it worked, you guys. So that might have been it. I think it's just the color that it picks up on. So anyways, enough rambling on. I do end up finally finishing the butterflies, and this is just a small bit of all of the moving and manipulating and all of that jazz of these butterflies, because they were in about 10 different positions before I realized. I was just like, you know what, they're butterflies. They just need to go on the paper. It's just paper and butterflies. So they still messing with the butterflies, but that guy does make the page, but he doesn't go up there. He's going to end up somewhere else. But it is whenever I put those all down and start flipping through my other pieces, in the rub-ons, I find there is something that I wanted to use, and it's up there on that top left there. It is a small 2023 in the perfect coordinating colors of this layout. So I pulled that butterfly off, and I open up this package, and I cut out that 2023 so that I can use it on this project, because honestly, I'm not... If it's a date, I want to get it on a page because I have a hard time using dates. And I find that they are the one thing that is usually, if I have an embellishment left over in my stash, it's a date. So when I saw that, I knew it had to get in there. So I made sure that it went on that page. And then we're going to go ahead again with the butterflies. And this is where I'm just like, no, you're the little guy, you're going to go up there, and I'm going to bend up your wings so that you pop off the page. And then this guy, I try to fit him over there, and nope, he's going to end up living on that left side there. And then once I finally put all of the butterflies in place, the last little bit of embellishing that I am going to do is add in some enamel dots. They are one of my favorite embellishments that are included in these kits. I love everything enamel dots. I think that's one of those things where they're so 5-10 years ago, but I feel like it's the one constant thing that I continue to grab for, because I can add them in my little clusters, and they're this nice sparkly burst of color where I want them to go. So I'm going to add in a few clusters when they're down at the bottom. I do add one, a smaller cluster up at the top, and then I do add a few over on the right hand page up at the top right, and then again down on the bottom left, and then that is going to be it. I do not do any journaling on this. I do sometimes journal on my pages, or the spreads for me, and sometimes I don't. This was more or less of, I'm letting the verse on the left, or the quote on the left, speak for it, along with that banner of, my resolution is to not make any resolutions. So that is kind of my resolution picture and page for the year. My resolution is to not make any resolutions. And then that's going to be it for this page. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you are not a subscriber, I invite for you to go ahead and click that subscribe button, and hit that bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. If you can grab this video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. It helps make my videos visible for everyone else to see. If you are not a follower of mine over on Instagram, I invite you to join me over there as well. I am at Colby's 1981. And until next time, have a great day. Bye.